Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. So, today is just going to be a continuation of my top games list. We're going to do Game Boy Color today. Obviously, you know that from the title. Um, this list isn't as long as a lot of the others. I cut it down a lot because I am trying to avoid, just like the others, I'm trying to avoid all the mainstream stuff you see all the time. Not that some of these games haven't shown up on other lists or whatever. I just try to avoid the main ones because I can stack this with filler stuff like every Zelda game, every Pokemon game. I can run through it and make it as long as I want, but I like to cut it down. So there's some I left off just because of length, and yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple on here that are still mainstream, and there's one that's always going to be mainstream that I will always add to every list, no matter what, because it deserves to be there. And if you know me, you should already know what game that is. Anyway, so we're gonna get started. I went through and added all them to favorites. That way, I could just kind of jump to each one. So, but we'll have to start at the bottom of the list because I added them backwards. So we're gonna begin, and you can see half the list right there. We're gonna begin with cannon fodder. Okay. I really, I found myself enjoying this game a lot. I like that you get to name the enemy also. Let me see here. So you can go around the camp, and this is lowest brightness setting for the trim UI brick. I was actually looking to use something else for this. I think I was going to use the Miyu Mini, but I forgot it, so this is what I'm using. So in cannon fodder, you get dropped in with your squad, press B to fire, and A to move. So you'll move your squad by point and click, and then you'll hit B to shoot at the enemy whenever they get in range. Oh, he snuck up on me. There you go. And the missions do get more complex, way more difficult. Let's see. There we go. We'll jump into another mission. You got to be on your toes, and hopefully your cursor moves fast enough for you. You hear monkey sounds. I never noticed that. Before I cross the bridge, let's see what's over here. Nothing. Anyway, so that's pretty much cannon fodder. If you've never played it, you should. It's a fun little game. I mean, little point and click shooter, pretty much. Yes, you can have some light strategy. Jump out, shoot at an enemy, try and hide. And I like the little sayings. Like, did you just hear him saying, "I see them"? I see you in there. Bam. All right, moving on. I honestly hate the game switcher. I hate that that's become a thing. Like with the Miyu and all that. Every time I exit a game, it just sits on the game switcher. I exited the game. I know I exited the game. I don't want it sitting there on the game switcher and always reminding me that it's there. I mean, on the Miyu, I end up stacking up 40 games, and I got to go through and start clearing them out. The game switcher is annoying as shit. It's not useful. Crystallis. Now this has been on. This is going to be on every list. Also, this is not the game I was talking about that I said deserves to be on every list, and I would put on every list. But it is a good game, and I am absolutely gonna have it on both lists for the Nintendo and the Game Boy Color. So, and if you watched my NES video, you know what to expect. But at least this time, I have a handheld I have fast forward set up on. I like the Game Boy Color version a little bit better. The colors, you know, they're a little more saturated, and I know that has a lot to do with the handheld. But in general, I feel like this game was just way better suited for Game Boy Color. Everything does look cleaner. Oh, equip the sword. Charge up and find me an enemy to kill. I like the later on swords. You get a lot of elemental, I think they're all elemental weapons actually, but you get some that just decimate all. I mean, you can just clear an entire area with it. And the game, like the enemy types get a little more difficult. They get a little harder to deal with. You'll have some that are just immune to certain attacks. You'll encounter some that are just way higher level. And I do like the aspect of being able to level up as I play the game. When, I think at the beginning of the year, I did a pretty good playthrough of this. I found myself stopping and just slaughtering a bunch of stuff and getting really, really strong. So, I really enjoy games like that. I like being able to get, just grind out some levels. Especially in a game like this where I don't have to enter a battle screen. Like there's no little cut scene or nothing and then loads up the battle, and I could just sit here and find a position where enemies are constantly spawning and walking towards me, stand there and slaughter everything as it comes out. So Crystallis, Crystallis is a game I want to add to my collection. I want to do a metal version of it like I did a long time ago with my Zelda for Game Boy and Game Boy Color. I did Oracle of Ages Seasons and Link's Awakening all metal editions. I really love that collection. But I want to do my top 3 games for Game Boy Color all metal. That's one of them. I don't want to tell you all of them right now because it kind of ruins the list, because they're all here. Daikatana. Now, a lot of you probably know what this is. You've probably played it. Love having fast forward. It's all about the Daikatana sword. I mean, it has that Crystallis vibe still with leveling and weapons, but on the plus side, you also get ranged weapons. You get guns, things like that. I like the jump and the swing. It feels really fluid in this game. So, and you get a little bit of a puzzle aspect at times. Once you get through this beginning part where it does the whole story, which is, it's needed. Oh, now I saved it. So now I have, bam, laser gun. And even that feels nice. Armor. More story. Now I have armor. See the AP count goes up down there. This is a really enjoyable action game. And is she going to do more story? Nope. Just tell me to jump on the switch. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to get up to actual enemies. So I shot all of them. And you are limited on ammo, as you can see, 25, 24, 23. But, the katana's infinite. Run. Oh, you could swing and let go or swing and leave it out there like anybody else wants to. Who's next? So, and you'll get more weapons as the game continues. It's a really good game to play through. If you've never played Daikatana, I highly suggest you go play it and get through this game. It's a lot of fun. Okay? It deserves to be on this list. Moving on. Harvest Moon. You guys know the original Harvest Moon was on my Game Boy list as a relaxing game to play. And I always like throwing in at least one relaxing game. Now for me, Harvest Moon 2 and 3 are both ones I wanted on this list. I left out 2 because it's more of the same. Let's be real. Now, when it comes to the Harvest Moon games, especially on Game Boy Color, or Alright, let's just say all of them in general. Yes, blood type, animal name, it's going to be HH. Anyway, when it comes to these games in Game Boy Color, I'm sorry, I'm getting lost here looking at the game. The first one is considered sort of a Harvest Moon light. It's real simple. It's just farm. Harvest Moon 2, when we jump over to that color side, it's a little more in depth with the town, the people, the story. It's a little more there. And then you go to 3, where you still have all the farming action, the buildings, the people, the town. You get everything from 1 and 2, but number 3 adds that, that social romantic side, so you can pursue a romantic relationship with people in this. So it brings you closer to that Stardew Valley, and I hate saying it that way because Stardew Valley is based off this. So anyway, you get the idea. It's a farming game. And I still, you know what, I kind of want to do a Harvest Moon collection in metal. I get all the stuff from Boxy Pixel, do Harvest Moon 1, 2, and 3, all metal. Feels like they all should be in green, farming, whatnot. Anyway. Lufia, The Legend Returns, and one of the top 3 games on my collectible list. This one I would love to put next to Crystalis as my top 3 Game Boy Color games. I do have a continuation. I would love to put this there. I want to do Crystalis, this one, and the last one being my number 1 game. Actually, these are going in reverse order. Crystalis is number 3 in my top 3. Lufia is number 2, and it's a very close one between number 1 and number 2. But Lufia is number 2 for me. So, for the time that Lufia came out, it was, I feel like, way ahead of its time. Now, if you've played Lufia games, you know as I move and do stuff, so does the enemy. There we go. Now, the reason I say it feels like it was a little ahead of its time is in this version of it, these floors are randomly generated. Okay? Stun. So the floors are randomly generated. Every time I leave and come back, floor 1, 2, 3 will be different. Different layout. You gotta walk around and hit the walls and uncover hidden path. Now, I have a problem when it comes to RPGs. I don't like RPGs where all I see is the enemy and it's just written in text form, okay? I've never been one for text adventure games. It feels more like that. What I like about this one is I can see my characters here and they're not just pictures. So as I attack, you'll see the character down there. There you go. See, it swaps and then they actually swing and attack. I don't know why. I have to have that. I love that. Now, what's great about this game and what's interesting is when it comes to your party, as you've seen, there's 9 slots there. You have a party of 9. Okay, and your formation, where you put everybody, you gotta watch for traps too, sorry. Your formation matters. So, if I'm attacking head on, these 3 will attack. If I get back attacked, this row will be in front. And when the front row dies, the second place row does not take up after it. That's it. You lose, game over. Now, these are supporting characters. You can use them in battle, but your front row is what counts. Now, this also makes up a combination of, your SP. So, it goes in like kind of a color grid for skills. So, if you need, I think they're red, yellow, blue. I'd have to look again. Sorry, I play a lot of games, but I do love this one, so I've put time in it. It's just been a while. Let's see if I can pull up the grid. It's Ancient Scroll. There we go, position menu. So here we go. So you can move them, and what will happen is his points or stats, see the little blue is 18, red 49, yellow is 5. If I move, they should change, but I guess not. Oh, here it is. So, yeah, it is. It's red, yellow, green, blue. So 5, 5. So she's 5 blue, he's 5 red. See how his blue 5 dropped off, her red 5 dropped off, and then I move him back into position. So when it comes to learning skills and attacks, you might need 15 red, 5 yellow, 5 blue. So in order to gain the yellow, I'd have to have a character in line with him, either, horizontally or vertically, and it will pick up their shared points. So they'll all stack together in that line. So you can manipulate it that way and get stronger. So your layout of who's behind who and who's next to who does matter. Even though in combat, only your front 3 dying matters. I love the way they did the game. They put a lot of thought into it. The randomly generated dungeon floors is absolutely amazing. It was way ahead of its time, and there's a reason the authentic copy of that game is about $100. Crystallis is about 60. 40 to 60 depending. And of course, this is the number 1 game. This will always be top. There's something about seeing this red Metal Gear Solid screen, seeing Snake on there. There is a custom Game Boy Color shell you can get from AliExpress, and it's all Metal Gear Solid stuff. I believe Bob Wolf, I believe he built one, and it is the number 1 Game Boy Color I want to build. I've never built it. I don't know why. I just have never pulled the trigger on it. I want to. But Metal Gear Solid's my top number 1 game. It's right there. I would say it barely knocks out Lufia, but actually Lufia is so good it catches up to Metal Gear. Metal Gear can't be dethroned. I picked easy. I don't know why. Oh yeah, because I'm just trying to show the game off. Anyway, I normally play games in normal mode. Okay, I'm not I'm not the type to run everything in hard or very hard. I do on occasion, but normally I play all games in normal difficulty because I want it the way it should be. So, this being the number 1 game, I really want this one in metal along with Lufia and Crystallis. All 3 metal, my top 3 Game Boy Color games, all done in metal through Boxy Pixel. I'm going to achieve this one day, but the cost of Metal Gear for Game Boy Color in the last year, I've noticed, has, gone from about $120 to $130 a copy, and it's now increased to like $200 for the ones I'm seeing. So I'll have to wait for somebody to mess up and sell it a little cheaper, or wait for the price to drop a little. And I know what you're thinking, that it's an older game, the price won't drop. Yes, it does. It just wait and watch. When more and more copies show up for sale, everybody's like, well, if I go a couple bucks cheaper, I'll sell mine first. And that's how that price lowers and lowers and lowers. Okay? You should know that. Moving on. God, I love Metal Gear Solid. Power Quest. Now, this isn't one of the most expensive games. I don't see this show up on a lot of lists. And I'm not huge into just fighting games. I'm really not. But I like Power Quest. I don't like a lot of games that go off of a password system for saving. So, and this is pretty much Big Hero 6, the little robot fighting. This is pretty much a Game Boy Color with that. So, that's what we get. And you can swap out the parts of your little robot. And it's Game Boy Color, so realistically you have B and A to fight with. Go to the toy store. Let's just take a model. Bam. And then you wander around the map. And here we go. Oh, I picked this big guy. Try some Street Fighter combos here. I think the one I'm fighting, this lawn, I think that's what I normally use. I'd have to go back and look at my main game once I remember what handheld I'm playing it on. But I believe I'm towards the end of the game with a lawn because it's really, really quick. So there you go. You walk around your town, you fight people, you gain money, you swap out parts, you make it better and better. I just don't like the code saving system, so it feels like, yeah, I could just punch in a code, boom, be at the end. So kicks, if I'm saying it wrong, I don't care. I like the original one for Game Boy, but this is an adventure version of that. So you get the same gameplay where you're just covering a certain percentage of the screen, but now you get it in color, you get a story behind it, you get enemies, extra things out there. So you see the bunny? See the bunny? Okay. I want to get me some. He's running in front of me. Yeah, stay right there. Bam! No more bunny. Yeah, what? That's right, I killed the rabbit. And in this one, as you can see, it's forming a picture as I fill up the screen. We're going to try and get the chest. There it is. Oh, I looked at the camera as I decided to jet across the screen. Didn't even realize it was right on top of me when I did that. And then you get money for it for different kinds of things. So it's a fun little puzzle-like game. Moving on, Shantae. Obviously, this one's on a bunch of lists. Okay, this is more commercial. This is more mainstream than I would want to have on this list. But it's just such a good game. It deserves to be. For the fact that it wouldn't be on 100% of lists for Game Boy Color because Pokemon and Zelda and all them would not, push it off the list. I'm okay with putting it on here. If you've never played a Shantae game, you're missing out. They're enjoyable little platform adventure-ish games. Attack everybody with your genie hair, whip the shit out of them. It's pretty much like playing a game based after my wife. My wife has really, really long hair, and yeah, she uses it as a weapon, especially after a shower. She'll whip it, she'll just whack and smack me with it. Oh, I'm not paying attention. Anyway, Shantae, you know what it is. You should play it. It's a good game. Moving on, Star Ocean Blue Sphere. Now this game, here's the thing. Okay, I like the way this game is done. It looks good. It has a story behind it. We're looking for people, but we're crashing on a planet. You have a massive team to pick from. I mean, they do all different jobs. You have healers, you have magic people, you have people who use mechs and attack, and then you get the little, what is it? What would it be based off? I want to say Tales of Fantasia. Anyway, you get the little side, battle screen or fight screen. So it's live combat, but it's off to the side. I can't think of the games that are like that. It's bugging me. I feel like Valkyrie Profile. Anyway, you get the little side view and you attack with your team. And anyway, I enjoy this game. I've played a little ways into it, but sometimes I just can't. It drives me crazy with skill use, I guess. I'm not good at this game, and it bugs me because I like it, but I am awful at this game. I'm not very good in combat, and I feel like I never pick the right team. So I always restart it and swap out team members, and maybe eventually I'll find a team that I'm actually decent with, but it takes a while to get to combat, so I'm not. Here we go. So here we go. Now we're picking our team. Swordsman. Let's take a swordsman. Yeah, I get it. There's a teleporter. Monster book. Here we are. I know I'm fast forwarding, but I'm just trying to get to like some combat here. Come on. There we go. So now the team's here, and here I am. Get. Stop running. Chaos sword. Done. You see that? Like, it feels like... I'm not sure. The combat feels weird to me. Not that it's not fun. I just have issues with it. I really want to play through this game, but I keep feeling like I'm doing something wrong. So I never did. I've never played through it. But it's on this list because it's done really well. It's fun. It's interesting. So I think it's worth a play. Maybe you guys will pick it up and you're like, oh, okay, I figured this out easy. He's stupid. It's fine. Top Gear Pocket 2. Some reason, I absolutely love Top Gear Pocket 2. It is so damn simple. It is just a racing game. I like playing through championship mode. We're going to jump in here. Championship mode. There you go. So you pick your beginning car. I have 700 points to spend. These cars are 500. Now we pick on season 1. We got this. Okay. 3 laps. Now what I like about it is you can spend your money and start upgrading your car. It's not like it's super detailed to this. It's a very simple system. You're just upping your top speed, your acceleration, your basic stats. But for a Game Boy Color game, it's really nice. And then you can buy new cars, and new cars get unlocked as you play. And this is how simple the game is. Of course. Now, I will tell you, as you play this game, let's hit fast forward a little bit. As you play this game and you get further in it, more seasons get going, as you get up there, you will start to realize that the other racers get a lot more difficult to pass. They will start just smashing into you. Like, they get really difficult. See how that guy just kept turning and let me blow right by him? That does not stay like that. It will frustrate you eventually, because you'll have the top 3 racers on a race and they all just start blocking you. And they pull right in front of you and knock you down. Like this guy's trying to do right here. See, and they get better at it. So the difficulty definitely increases. And then getting first place in a race at the beginning and in certain areas is really tough. It feels like there's not enough laps, or your car is definitely not fast enough. I mean, it gets really difficult. Now, there's a lot of races it's super easy. But you start calculating in your head, okay, the first lap I passed 2 people, second lap 3 people, but now I'm running full speed. So do I have enough time to make it to first? There's been too many races where I am right behind the first placer, and I mean, I am right there as we're passing the finish line, or I barely get by them at the finish line. So it is fairly challenging. You have to handle your turns. You want to race the best you can, realistically. So, and having fast forward for long straightaways is nice. Let's just hold fast forward and see how well we do. 6th, 7th, 8th. Oh yeah, 9th. Done. Anyway, love Top Gear Pocket 2. I would like to. I don't know. I kind of want to do. I would love to do a metal version of it, but it's one of those that have a battery for the rumble feature. So, Vigilante 8. Now, growing up, I played the hell out of Vigilante 8 on PlayStation. My first PlayStation game was Twisted Metal 2. When I discovered Vigilante 8 at a friend's house, and he was like, "Oh, you should play this. It's better." I thought that was horseshit, but honestly, Vigilante 8 was better than Twisted Metal 2. Twist Metal 2 is a very, very good game. So before you go nuts. Really, this guy's just unloading missiles, but I had mortars and shit too, so they're following him. Jackass. No, you can't have a weapon. Anyway, I've beaten this game this year, by the way. It's on my list. But yeah, I discovered it for PlayStation. It was fun, like going to the Hoover Dam and breaking the bridges that go to those little islands and then being able to sit on the island and decimate people. Um, Figuring out that the weapons have alternate fire modes, like the mortars, you can just hit them, or if you hit like, I think it was like left, down, up fire, you shoot a mortar shell out, it hits the enemy and it flips them over onto the roof. It was a lot of fun, man. So, and having your different cars that do different specials and weapons. I mean, I know Twisted Metal had all that, but I feel like Vigilante 8 did it better at that point in time. Now, Second Offense, Vigilante 8 Second Offense was good, but not as good as the first one when it came out. Now, V-Rally I also have on here as just an alternate to Top Gear Pocket 2. This is if you want a racing game like Top Gear Pocket, but you're not liking the way Top Gear Pocket looks or goes. This one has a little more to it. It has, I don't know, it feels a little more kind of fluid than Top Gear Pocket 2. And then you get stuff like that where there's actually more to it. Like when you bump somebody or wreck, like you see the car will roll over, you know, you can see some effect to that. Whereas Top Gear Pocket, you just kind of slow down. If only we could mix these two, it would be amazing. And the scenery on V-Rally is a lot more. It's a lot. It's there. It's better scenery wise. I like the mechanics of Top Gear Pocket 2. I like the look of V-Rally. So anyway, there we go. There's my quick list of Game Boy Color games that I enjoy that you should try. Okay, tell me what you think. Tell me games I missed. I have a huge collection, so I probably didn't miss them. I probably just didn't add them for the sake of time. I mean, hell, we're already 32, 33 minutes into this video, guys. So I could have, like I said, I could have stretched this out for hours. This could have been a live, you know what I mean? So let me know what you think. But if you want, I mean, number 1, 2, and 3 for me is Metal Gear Solid, Lufia, The Legend Returns, and Crystalis. Those are the top 3 games. Those 3 games should be on everybody's list, I believe. They're amazing for what they are. So, yeah, tell me your top 3. Your top 3 Game Boy Color games, or maybe ones you recently discovered and thought were just absolutely amazing, and you feel like they should be on everybody's list also. So, that's going to do it. Quick info, we do have a bunch of handhelds coming in. We are waiting on them. Our AYN Thor was pre-ordered day 1, but we didn't do the ridiculous extra price for DHL, and it took them 9 days to measure the package and move on to the next stage of shipping. AYN sent it out immediately, but then it arrived at the next post and they had to measure it, and that took 9 days. I am guessing it only took 9 days because we didn't pay for DHL. So now it should be slowly moving towards me finally, so no telling how long. No telling where else it's going to get held up. Probably customs. Beats me. We have a Miyu Mini Flip ordered. That should be already shipped. I picked up a couple other cheapies out there. Leaving them for surprise. They're not new, but they're not super old. Okay, they're within this year. There was one on that list I completely forgot I was semi-interested in or thought about covering, but then forgot it existed, then stumbled across it, so decided to try it because it was super cheap. Yeah, and I got the Ioneo Pocket Air or Ioneo Pocket Air Mini. I have that backed, but we have to wait. You know what I mean? We have to wait till they're done with the project, and then they collect the payment, and then they ship it. So I think we're still like 20 plus days out on the project, so we're talking a month or so. That's because my channel is small. I don't get test units. I will get my stuff about the same time or slower than you would get your stuff. So if you're cool with waiting, I will do a review on them, tell you my honest opinion. But if you're like me and you're like, you know what, I just got to try it, then go get it. If I get mine before yours, I will tell you my honest opinion, and I might hurt your feelings, but that's the way the channel goes, you know what I mean? All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. Let me know, like I said, I want to know your top 3 Game Boy Color games. And that goes for all my videos like this. For my Game Boy, my Nintendo, my Game Boy Color video, if you haven't commented, go back, comment, let me know your top 3 for each of those. And as we continue doing this quick list thing, I want you to contribute. I want you to tell me your top 3 for everyone. That way, maybe someone out there looks at your comment, sees a game they've never heard of, they try it, and they find something else they love. That's the goal, right? Is to find new games, new and exciting games you've never tried, even if they're 20, 30 years old. Why not try them? Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.